My sources tell me that he is struggling to keep it all together after the failure of his little vanity project, which leads me to believe that now is the perfect time to deal the final strike against him. You will have no limits on this task. I don't care how destructive, costly, or complicated, but it has to be done soon.
King Richard just returned from the works and he's well.
Yes, of course I know you need me back on the flyer, sir. Why else would British Railways paint me into this gorgeous and exquisite new livery?
Wait, what? No more brake bands?
Clearly not. Could always take half the rate now, then come back for the rest later. We're almost to Endon. As soon as we get there, I should be able to... What the... Oh, fuck.
Bradford, what the hell happened? Are you okay? Is Riley?
Where the hell is Riley? Riley? I haven't seen him all day. I figured he was trapped on the other side of Endon.
Me and the other committee members have decided that something needs to be done. I need you to come with me for a little while. There's something you need to see. Trust me, you want to see this.
I'll be the judge of... What the hell is this? Is this some kind of sick joke? There, in front of him, stood a pannier tank engine that looked all too familiar. It was missing its cab and many other parts and was painted in the worn black livery. Its number was gone, but it didn't need to be there. Mr. Start recognized the engine straight away. His tears began to well up in his eyes. How? But... No, this is impossible. This has got to be some kind of sick joke.
Bradford, please, calm down. I assure you, this is no joke.
But how? He was taken for scrap the day of the accident. I was sure he...
Like I said, my friend held on to him in case I wanted to make the deal. At first I wasn't too convinced, but as soon as I saw his number, I couldn't just say no.
And you're sure it's... him?
Well, we can't be sure until he's awake. We've been working on him for almost a week to make sure we can at least try to wake him.
I see. And he's ready for that?
That's why I brought you up here. We're preparing to wake him soon. Are you ready?
As ready as I can get, I suppose. Let's go. Is it working?
I don't know. It usually doesn't take this long.
I know, that's what... Wait! I think he's waking up!
Try talking to him.
Riley! Riley! Can you hear me?
Mr. Start, is that you?
Oh, thank fuck, you're awake!
What the hell happened? I don't remember. Wait. I was a runaway. My crew couldn't stop me, and I. Oh God.
Whoa, easy, Riley. It's okay. Look at me. I'm right here. Take a deep breath.
Alright. I can do it.
Good. I believe in you. Now walk me through what happened. Why did you take a full consist without a brake van?
I didn't. When we got to the yard, I saw that all the brake vans were gone from the yard. Figured someone had taken two on accident. My crew thought we should wait till the morning, but we were already delayed, and I didn't want to wait. So I convinced them to take 2 trips, half and half.
But that doesn't make any sense. All of the wagons that were supposed to go to the estate were involved in the accident. I counted them myself for the report.
That's because... it's all fuzzy. Hard to remember. The last thing I remember was a rough bump when I approached the edge of the hill. Maybe my crew?
I'm sorry, Riley. They didn't make it. They were killed on impact.
Oh.
Are you going to be okay?
I don't know. I need a moment to process it all.
That's okay, Riley. Take all the time you need. Riley looked around and took in his surroundings, trying to collect his thoughts. But instead of answers, more questions made their way into his fuzzy smoke box.
Where am I? I don't recognize this area, and it feels familiar.
You're on the Eastwood branch. The quarry, to be specific. I'm Charlie. You might not remember me.
No, I remember. But what am I doing here? Why am I not at the works?
Because... well...
It's okay, Charlie. I've got this. Riley, I don't know how to say this, but the accident happened 2 weeks ago. I was down there from when it happened till morning. Some men from the board were also there to conduct the meeting, but when they heard how long I'd been there, they sent me home to rest. But once I returned, the board had made the decision that repairing you was too costly to justify. They sent you for scrap before I could say anything. Probably because they worked out I would buy anyone they would draw.
Then how am I...
That would be true to me. Long story short, I found you in a scrapyard when I was looking for a shunting engine. As soon as I recognized you, I had you transported here to be repaired.
Thank you, sir. It's quite a lot to take in, but I think I'll be okay.
Yes, I imagine so. Don't worry. We'll give you all the time you need to adjust. Besides, we still need to repair you.
I appreciate that. I'm sorry I can't remember anything else, Mr. Stodd. It's all still... well, fuzzy.
Hey, don't worry about it. Your mind will heal, and you will remember when you're ready. Just rest for now. They still need to repair you. If anything comes back to you, tell Charlie here, and he will contact me.
Okay, sir, I will. Well, the others know I'm fine. I can't imagine what they must have gone through.
Oh, don't worry, I will. I'm sure all your friends will be ecstatic to hear that you've made it out okay. Speaking of which, I really need to get back to the railway. I really wish I could stay longer, but...
It's okay, sir. I'm sure I'm in good hands up here.
Alright, I'll be back up whenever you need me, okay? All you have to do is say the word.
I will, sir. And... thank you.
With that, Mr. Starr departed as the men got ready to continue work on Riley. He was overjoyed to see his old friend still mostly in one piece, but he was still concerned with what could have caused this accident. He quickly shrugged it off, however, confident that Riley would remember soon enough. Not long after, Mr. Starr had made his way back to Redwick so he could inform the others of the good news he had received. He was smiling broadly as he approached the sheds, but his smile grew even larger as he came to a stop in front of the sheds. Reggie? You're back! I didn't think you'd be back till tomorrow. Hello, sir. I'm happy to be back. The men at Swindon had me prepared early due to a last-minute delivery to this place passing by earlier today. So, here I am. That's fantastic! How are you feeling, sir? The others have filled me in on what has been going on while I was away. I'm so sorry for your loss. Oh, Reggie, thank you, but you don't have to be sorry for anything. I'm fine, especially after today.
What do you mean, sir?
Sir, surely you haven't moved on so fast. I heard you crying in your office about it last night. Thanks, Darius. But no, I just got a shocking surprise today, to say the least. Charlie from the quarry on the Eastwood branch and his J-21 came down with some news for me. They took me up there to show me something they came across and... Well, I don't know how else to say this, but they found Riley! Riley's alive, and he's going to be alright. The engines stared in shock at their manager. Some were still processing what had been said. Soon, however, it had all fully set in for everyone. A few engines got teary-eyed. Some were stunned to silence, while some...
Well, that's... wow. I don't know what to say.
All this time? He was alive? That's
impossible! The report said he was damaged beyond repair.
Economically speaking, for British Railways, yeah, but not for a private owner willing to pay for a new cab and repairs to his rear frame. Wait, you bought him, sir? He's coming back? I wish I could, Darius, but unfortunately I'm a little late to the punch.
What do you mean?
I thought you said he was saved.
Yes, he was, but not by me. Charlie needs a new shunter for the quarry so that Al can run his deliveries rather than shunt most of the day. He has a friend who owns the scrapyard Riley ended up in, and he brought him down there to see what he had. As soon as he realized what engine he had in front of him, he bought him on the spot.
I see. So he won't be returning to his regular job then?
As much as I would love that, no, unfortunately not. But to be fair, when I talked to him, he seemed content with his new work. Did he give any more insight as to what happened that night, sir? Anything at all? I asked him about it, but it would seem the accident has caused some sort of memory loss. All he could remember were things that validated the report. Well, most of it anyways. We're hoping it's temporary, but I'm not getting my hopes up. Well, that certainly is a shame, but so long as he's able to accept his new circumstances, everything should be alright.
True. I hope he makes a full recovery once he's been restored. Aye, no engine deserves a fate like he almost had.
Too true.
Ah well, him working that quarry could be a blessing in disguise. Things could get awkward pretty fast if he ended up returning to the yard.
What's that supposed to mean?
Because of the new yard arrangements?
Yard arrangements? Wait, you don't know, sir. Don't know what? But there wasn't enough time to get an answer. An unfamiliar, high-pitched horn sounded through the air, much to the confusion of Mr. Stard. What in the He turned around to see a black shape gliding quietly and smoothly towards the sheds. He had 6 small wheels, red rods, and a large cab. He came to a stop in one of the shed roads, giving the staring Mr. Stard an unamused look.
Can I help you?
Who in the blazes are you?
The new yard shunter? What? You've never seen a diesel shunter before? That's to be expected of this backwater hole.
Oh, it's like that, is it? I'd watch my radiator if I were you. You know you're talking to your boss, right?
Oh great. My boss is a numbskull. This day is gonna be wonderful.
Wow, you really are an asshole, aren't you? Who even allocated you here? I don't recall asking for a new diesel shunter. We have enough trouble with our other one.
Dunno. I was just told I was gonna be here in this hole when I was built. As if that wasn't bad enough, I had to be hauled here by that old kettle.
He gestured towards Reginald, who scowled back at him. Whatever. I can't be bothered. Welcome to the railway, I guess. Now, Reggie. Yes, sir? Now that you're back into working order, we can finally get you back on the flyer. We've been getting close to running at a loss again, so it needs you desperately. You mean it, sir? So soon after coming back? Yes, of course. I'll get it sorted with the board. I'm sure they'll all be more than happy to have you. What do you mean he won't be going back on the flyer? As I said, the board unanimously agreed that 8023 will not be allowed back on the Refuge flyer until it is proven to be in sound mechanical order. He literally just came back from Swindon. Surely that should be enough reassurance for his mechanical condition? I would be inclined to agree, were it not for the fact that they only repaired what the workers there found to be wrong with the locomotive. What if something was to befall the locomotive's wheels or its boiler tubes? We simply cannot afford to risk it. That's preposterous! Besides, what about the contract? It specifically states that Refuge Cathedral is leased onto the Refuge flyer for the duration of 2 years. Taking Reginald off the flyer is a direct breach of contract.
No.
Mr. Dickinson, I thought you'd left for home weeks ago.
I decided to stick around for a little while to see how the new yard shunter performs. I believe that it arrived today along with your newly repaired Pacific.
So that was your doing? Why wasn't I notified about this?
Because you were clearly upset by the loss of the engine crew of that pannier tank a few weeks back. It's understandable. Death is never easy to deal with, but the railway still needs to run. And while the dock shunter you own and 7421 did an ample job of handling the duties here, it proved uneconomical to keep bringing them in and planning the shunting around them.
I guess that makes sense.
And as for the contract you have between your cathedral and us, It specifically states that we are leasing it for 2 years on revenue-earning services, not the Redwick Flyer specifically. Until it is proven that the engine can run without faults, he will be limited to this line and put on regular passenger services.
You want to put a cathedral, Frederick William Hawksworth's grandest locomotive, and the GWR's greatest express passenger locomotive on stopping passenger runs? Pardon me if I don't fully see your logic here.
You don't have to agree with the board, but the decision has been made, and you will just have to accept that. Now, me and Mr. Knox here are going to see the demonstration of what the new Class 08 diesel is capable of. You are more than welcome to join us. If not, I bid you a good day, Bradford.
Mr. Starr watched as the two men departed towards the goods yard. He was absolutely dumbfounded at what he had just been told. But right now, his hands were tied. He had no choice but to abide to their wishes. He cursed the board under his breath as he set off after the men. Though he wasn't too keen on the new diesel shunter, he would be lying if he said he wasn't at least a bit intrigued at what it was capable of. A month flew by faster than expected. The engines on the Redwick and Chiltern Hills had slowly but steadily fallen into their stride once more, some more easily than others. Grover's first demonstration had gone off without a hitch, impressing the members of the board, and to an extent, even Mr. Starr. He had quickly and comfortably fallen into his role as the Redwick Station pilot and yard shunter, though he still had a cold attitude towards Mr. Starr and some of the other engines. Most of them didn't mind though, but the others could swear they would see him being friendly with the wrong crowd, so to speak. One engine that had struggled to adapt, however, was Reginald. When Mr. Starr had told him the bad news, it had devastated the young engine. He had been excited to get back onto the main line and see his brothers at Paddington, especially Alfredston, but all he had managed of that was a few short glimpses of him whenever he shot past Manifel. Being relegated to stopping in local express passenger services had been a drag to begin with, but after a few weeks, he had found himself not minding it as much. Mr. Starr had done all he could to ensure the railway ran as smoothly as possible, but all the changes that were happening had left him quite short-handed on his approach. Time and time again he had approached the board to try and get Reginald back on the flyer, but they refused to budge, even with the declining earnings of the service as well as the excellent performance the cathedral was giving. One night, Reginald was voicing his concerns to the other engines down at Manifel. "I just don't get it! They said if I proved my mechanical condition was pristine, I could go back to the flyer. Yet here I am, running perfectly, but still not out on the main line. It's a damn piss take!" "Language, Reginald!" "Sorry, it's just so frustrating." "I understand your frustration, Reggie, but you ran a long time before things went wrong the last time. Be patient. They won't keep you here forever." "I hope not. I miss talking to my brothers in London. I haven't even spoken to Alfred since I last took the flyer."
Hey, worst case scenario, we can make it so you are the only engine for the job.
"Oh? How can we do that, Seb?" "Absolutely not. I see where this is going."
All it takes is one misplaced tank on the line, and the rest would fall into place.
God damn it. Fuck's sake, Seb. I'm going to have to decline your offer.
Suit yourselves. Guess I have bonfire night all to myself.
It was at that moment that a familiar whistle drifted through the air, making the engines look ahead confused. "What's Axel doing here? I thought his first train was from the estate tomorrow." "Wait, since when did Axel have lining? Oh, that's not Axel. That's..."
Hello, my dears. I hope you're all well this evening.
"Not too bad, thank you. Hey there, Hercules. What brings you here at this hour?"
I have some news to bring, young Redwick. Specifically to you, Sebastian.
Look, if it's about the opium-laced coal stash, I didn't do it, and you can't prove it.
Sebastian, this is serious. It's about Bride.
Seb's mood instantly changed.
What happened? Is she alright? Was there a crash?
I'm afraid it's a bit more dire than that, my dear.
No, they haven't. They haven't!
They have. I'm so sorry.
I don't understand. What's wrong? "Reginald, Bride has been withdrawn from service.
Not yet, but very soon. I thought you had a right to know.
What? But they can't! She's the glue that keeps the Stovall Valley together! They can't just rip her away like this! Such is the way of things, Reginald. We only live to serve so long as our owners allow us to. It's not fair.
Hercules, I'm not going to repeat myself. Get off the turntable.
Sebastian?
I will get those bastards to change their mind. They can't do this.
There's nothing any of us can do.
Of course there is. I can take their family hostages. I can blow their office up. I can torture them till they yield. I can...
You will do no such thing, Seb. Evening, sir. What are you doing here? Jack told me Hercules was coming here to tell you the news. I came as soon as I could.
You knew...
I'm sorry, Seb. I wanted to tell you, but I figured it was better if it was an old friend that told you. I get that you're hurting, but violence is not the answer here.
Then do something. Lord Stovall has money. Can't he just buy her?
He tried, Sebastian, but they wouldn't allow it.
It's the same thing I encountered when I tried to purchase Riley last year. They simply wouldn't let me. And between us all, I tried to buy her as soon as I found out, but they refused.
So that's it then. We just gotta let her die.
She has lived a long and fulfilling life, and she has come to peace with her fate. For your sake, I hope you can as well.
I want to see her.
Seb.
No, I want to see her. And I will see her whether you allow me to or not.
Are you sure that's wise, considering what happened last time you saw each other?
That is exactly why I need to see her again.
Hercules.
Yes, sir?
Is Stovey still going ahead with that plan?
The one about the wyvern?
Yes, that one.
As far as I'm aware, if it all goes to plan, it will be in a few days.
Alright, that gives me time. I will see what I can do, Seb, but no promises. Alright?
Thank you.
Don't thank me yet. I will leave you guys to discuss further. I'll see you soon, Seb. Hopefully with good news. Mr. Stark walked towards his office to try and find a way to help Seb in any way he could. Hopefully, it would all work out in the end. Thankfully for Mr. Stark, he was able to get Seb rostered onto the flyer as the piloting engine of King Richard. Though neither of them was all too happy with each other's company, Seb was just happy to get a chance to see his sister one last time. Mr. Stark had been excited to get a chance to ride behind a saint on the main line again, but unfortunately, he never got the chance to. Instead, he was called down to the industrial estate to deal with a nuisance that had been disturbing the workers for a few days. What he didn't expect, however, was the sight in front of him as he approached one of the businesses at the estate. What in the name of Lilith is the meaning of this, then?
Ah, Bradford. How nice of you to join us.
What the hell, Henry? Why are you even here?
I just came to keep good at my promise I made last time I was here. And increased security at my plant.
Dude, I pinched one truck, and I ended up having to pay you back for that, with interest.
True, but one can never be too sure. Hence why I have my 2 guards from now on.
Don't you need them on your railway?
I have many more who can cover their jobs.
They're more of a distraction than a security, according to the staff around here.
Really? And how do you suppose that? Oi! Move away, you thief!
Oh, piss off, fat ass! Like that. Look, can you just tell them to lay off the engines and staff that don't go on your property?
Now you're trying to give me orders. Careful, you are once more within tanking distance.
And you are within Gladys range. Wanna test me?
Alright, you got me there. Fine, you two. Only scared off people when they approach my land. Got it? Nice, understood. There. Happy?
No, but it will do. Just then, a worker came running up to Mr. Stard. Sir, urgent call from you from the quarry near Spear.
I'm a little busy at the moment!
What is it? Something about an engine's repairs being done. Wait, what? Riley's done already? I thought he'd be at least another half a month, judging by his condition.
Riley? That name sounds familiar. Have I threatened him before?
You have, actually. He's the pannier tank you kidnapped.
Borrowed.
Kidnapped? Last time you visited my line.
Yes, I remember.
Thought so. Anyways, let them know I'll be up there as soon as I can. Yes, sir!
Why is your pannier tank being repaired at a quarry when you have that small repair cot down at Manifel?
Well, firstly, Henry, not everyone can afford their own private locomotive works.
As to be expected from the working class.
Secondly, he's not my pannier. Not since the accident, anyways. But I don't have time to explain. I need to get up there.
You can explain on the way there. Admiral. Right away, sir.
Wait, what? You're coming with?
Well, of course. I wouldn't want to miss what happens next.
Huh. Ominous. Anyways, no dawaj, поехали. The two men boarded a large tank engine as it set off down the line towards the eastward branch. Mr. Dexby sweating a little as he prayed they would avoid Gladys. Fortunately for Mr. Dexby, they would successfully avoid Gladys as they crossed onto the quarry branch. Soon enough, they arrived outside the quarry's workshop. There, Charlie stood waiting for them.
Ah, Mr. Stard, you made it.
Hello, Charlie. Glad I could make it.
And I see you brought some friends.
Only 'cause Bradford is too lazy to walk.
You literally offered me a ride.
Touché.
Right. Well, if you two are done going at it like a married couple, we're about to fire him up.
Splendid! Let's go! The trio walked up to where Riley was stood. He had been fully repaired, repainted, and by the looks of it, upgraded. 8750 cab. Nice!
I know, right? I presumed it was a superior option, seeing as the crew get more space to work with.
Fair point. I love the livery of choice, too. The red rods suit him well.
Indeed. He asked for it himself.
Neat. But, why is the paintwork already worn? Didn't you just repaint him?
All we had was dirty paint.
Figures.
Stop mixing quarry dust into your paints.
Never.
Ah well, at least he's gotten a nice upgrade.
He may well be upgraded, but an R1 would have been leagues better in this environment.
Damn southern veg.
I
mean, let's get the show on the road! The three men watched as a tank engine began building steam for the first time since the accident. Riley slowly began to stir as his firebox heated up, and it didn't take long before he began to groggily open his eyes.
5 more minutes, please.
Riley, you've slept for over a month.
Don't care, I want more.
Riley! I'm glad to see your rebuild went smoothly. How do you feel?
Pretty good, considering what's been going on. Why does my back feel heavier?
That's because we gave you a new camp. An 8750 camp, to be exact.
For real? Huh, that's pretty neat, I guess.
It does look good on you, to be fair, Riley. Should have had you rebuilt years ago.
I guess so, sir. I'm glad to see you're here. I had something I need to tell you. What is he doing here?
Oh, him? He's just here to...
threaten.
See how you're getting on.
You're no fun.
Right. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Mr. Stard, I need to have a word with you.
Of course. What's up?
In private, sir.
Oh, right. Charlie, do you mind?
Of course not. Come on, chaps. Early lunch today.
The men walked away to their lunch quarters. I'll accept. Mr. Dexby, do you mind?
I do, actually.
Huh. Fair enough. Go on, Riley.
Are you sure?
Yeah, fuck it, why not?
Alright. Well, it's about the accident, sir.
Wait, you remember more?
I do. Mostly fragments. Though I will warn you, it's not pleasant.
I'm listening.
I remember taking half of the wagons without a brake van because there was none left, like I said. But when I got bumped before the hill, it was because someone shunted the rest of the wagons into mine.
Wait, you're not saying...
Someone pushed me down the hill. If I had to guess, they hid the brake vans and pushed the wagons onto me to make it look like negligence.
Who in their right mind would do something like that?
No one. Only a psychopath would do something like that. Sending an engine and its crew to a certain doom is unthinkable.
Well, you're not wrong about the psychopath part.
You know who did it, don't you?
I do. But sir, it won't matter. We can't prove anything, you know that.
Riley? Tell me. Now.
Are you sure? He might be working off the orders of someone else. It might be smarter to...
Name. Now.
Hart! It was Hart who did it.
Motherfucker. That slimy suck-up of a fucker! That's it. He's done.
Sir, wait. Wouldn't it be better to keep an eye on him? Maybe you can find out who's actually to blame?
No, Riley. I'm not risking the life of another one of my engines. This ends now.
Bradford, where are you going?
I'm going to end this. Once and for all.
Did he just hijack my engine?
I believe so, yes.
Fair enough.
I don't like this. Mr. Starr is seeing red right now. And if he tells the others...
Yes, it seems I will have to extend my stay.
Oh, joy.
I'm going to need an engine. You there. I need a ride to the junction.
Get away from me, you freak! Mr. Starr's mood at Manifel later that day had not improved. The moment he had gotten back to his office, Mr. Starr had put in a request to have Hart Hall removed from the railway, claiming his services were no longer required. Unfortunately, his request was denied, as the disappearance of Buck had left a vacancy in the roster that Hart was filling in for. He made a call to gather his engines at Manifel soon after, and when they arrived, they could tell he was in the mood for no nonsense. Alright everyone, this is no time for dicking about. I need your full attention on this one. The engines remained silent and focused on Mr. Starr. There's been an attack on one of us. British Railways has finally been making their move, and I'm not going to let any more harm come to my engines. What do you mean, sir? We haven't heard anything about an attack. That's because you don't know the story. Riley has made a full recovery today up at the quarry, and he was finally able to recall what happened on the night of his accident. He was?
What did he say?
He told me that when he approached the hill down to Endon, he only had half the wagons he had when he crashed.
But that doesn't make any sense.
Wait, you're not saying? I am. The rest of the wagons were used to push him down the hill, and in turn made it look like negligence on Riley's crew's part. Who in their right mind would do something so awful? They killed an engine crew and tried to kill Riley over what? A petty squabble over ownership?
Well, usually it'd be someone like me. But I wouldn't do it like that. And not to a friend.
A psychopath. That's who could have done something like that.
Sir, do you know who did this?
Isn't it obvious? The biggest cunt of them all. The vindictive fuck who will do absolutely anything to drag my name through the dirt. Fuck off. You don't mean...
It was Hart?
Mr. Starr nodded. The engine stared at him in disbelief. That vindictive fuck.
Can't say I'm surprised.
Are you sure about this, sir? I know he's got it in for all of us, but do you really think he'd go that far?
As a matter of fact, I do. We've never gotten along, and this is his way to try and intimidate me to back down. Well, I won't. All other plans we have are out the window. He is our focus now. I don't care what it takes. This piece of shit is getting sent packing from my railway. No matter what.
Are you sure about this, sir? Remember what happened last time you...
I don't care, Ramsey. He's going. I don't care how. Understood, sir. Loud and clear. I'm still in shock. I don't understand how anyone could... Some engines just don't know when to stop, Virgil. And though I never expected Hart to be one of those engines, I can't say it surprises me with how he's been acting as of late. I want you guys to come up with something to get him out of here. Pronto. I'm going to go to my office and try and plead my case again for getting him transferred. Mr. Starr stormed off without saying goodbye. The engines, who were still furious with the revelation, talked about what they could do.
We have to do something, guys. Having him around could result in one of us biting the cutter's torch.
I agree, but I think we need more time to fully accept this. Running at it with blind rage is not a good idea. Clint, you heard Mr. Stodd. If we don't act soon, it could be one of us on the line next. Usually, I would agree that rushing in is a bad call, but our lives are on the line. I don't know if that's a risk we could take. I don't like it, but I suppose you're right. What do you propose? I don't know, to be honest. Delay his train's departure, maybe? You could do that, right, Clark?
I could try. That would be difficult with Redwick. With Grover and all. He seems to be friendly of that load of bastards.
Fair point. It would be too obvious. Ramsey?
Hard to say, mate. Last time I tried to cobble a plan together, it didn't end well.
Oh, I know. Seb. Any ideas? Seb? Hello? Earth to Seb?
What?
Whoa there! Seb, mate, relax.
Are you alright?
Don't bother. There's nothing you can do about it.
We need you, mate. You've got all these crazy ideas bouncing around in your smoke box. What can we do to get Hart sent packing?
I have nothing to offer you.
What? Come on! All these crazy ideas involving explosions and destruction, and you can't come up with a single thing?
And so what if I don't? Maybe I have more important shit to think about.
What could be more important than saving our lives?
Fuck off, you pathetic little mogul, or I swear to Churchwood you'll wish you were never shoved out of Swindon.
What's gotten into him?
Yeah, what the hell, man? I thought that would happen. You will have to forgive him. He's still not fully moved on. Moved on? From what?
Wait, you didn't know?
The day that he went to Paddington, it was to say goodbye to his sister, Bride. They hadn't spoken for years after an incident on New Wessex, and now that he finally managed to get her to forgive him, he feels he waited too long. He's still mourning her.
I see.
I didn't know. I will have to apologize when I next see him, but that doesn't help us solve this issue.
Yeah, and with Buck gone, that's the last of the crazy bastards we can ask.
Wait. That's it! He's filling in for Buck, which means he'll be on Buck's first train of the day.
So?
That's the first train of the day, meaning that we can confirm he'll be the first to travel down the down line. So, we can derail him somewhere and get him sent packing. Fight fire with fire.
That doesn't sound like a good idea. Isn't that exactly what he did to Riley?
I don't care, mate. He tried to kill Riley, our friend. Mr. Stodd said no holding back this time, and that is exactly what I intend to do. That son of a bitch is not leaving this railway in one piece. Despite the others' protests, it seemed Darius had made up his mind. Though they tried to reason with him, he simply reasoned that if Hart was willing to hurt their friends, then they should be willing to hurt them back. He left the sheds not long after, while the remaining engines looked after him with worried looks.